Sagittarius, a very warm welcome. My name's Drew. This is Modern Tarot. This is a reading for the last couple of weeks of September, guys. And apologies, I didn't do your September reads. I was moving house and I was just didn't have time, you know. I'd recorded some, but didn't upload them. But those of you that are new here, by the way, welcome. And those of you returning, welcome back. So, Sagittarius, let's have a look about what might be happening last couple of weeks of September 2025. Hopefully some good news along the way, right? So we're going to look at outside influences, your energy, possible outcomes, your fears, and how the past has affected these 2 weeks, or what's happened in the recent past. I think that's about done. Okay, some of you might be feeling a little bit left out in the cold, all right? 5 of Pentacles there, like it's a feeling of lack, like I don't have enough, or some of you might have ended relationships, and although it was exciting once you were out of that relationship and had your fun and these kind of things, you're now thinking, well, you know what, it'd be nice to step back into something. Just for some of you, not a personal reading. Remember, guys, center of your reading, we got the Page of Wands, Page of Rods in this Aquarian deck, all right? This is the very 1970s colors. They don't show up that well on camera, so apologies, but I chose this deck for you, so I'm going with it. But the Page of Wands, this is all about starting again. And, sometimes I just get flashes when I'm reading, but, some of you might feel like you're starting again and you're back out there in the dating world and these kind of things, all right? And you're feeling like you might have had a bit of fun, where you didn't care so much, but now you're thinking, you know what, it might be quite nice to be with somebody. But, this is a card of starting again. Page of Wands, all right? Can be, some of you might be doing road trips, travels, these kind of things, or thinking about it. Page of Wands, all right? It's a brand new start, if you like. The challenge, Queen of Swords. That's an interesting card in as much that, there might be an age difference for some of you. You might be dealing with someone younger than you. I'm just saying. We've got the Queen of Swords here as a challenge. This is like getting clarity. The Queen of Swords. This could be. She's very cold, all right, and she's very cutting with her words, very matter of fact, and it might be a bit of a challenge. I'm wondering whether some of you might want a new start with someone that has gone a little bit cold on you. All right. The reason why it's all happening, Knight of Wands in reverse. This is a kind of in and out behavior. For some of you guys, I'm just wondering, somebody might have acted a little bit single once they were with you, or it could have been you, Sagittarius, right? We can flip the script in tarot. It's not, don't make it fit. If it resonates, then go with it. All right, let the rest filter like coffee. But it all the reason why everything is happening here is because of the Knight of Wands in reverse, which is, he's not decisive. He's in and out. He's a bit opportunist. He's fun-loving. Gregarious, bit of a player. All over the shop a little bit, a little bit immature. So it could have been immaturity, but certainly age differences there. Just maturity, right? Okay, recent past, coming into this reading, you might have felt a little bit out of balance. This is your card, Sagittarius. We've got Temperance in reverse here. So, you might feel a little bit out of sorts coming into this reading. Okay, and it's a challenge to get clear. Give yourself a good talking to, right? Your focus. We've got the 5 of Wands here. This is competition and drama. Maybe some of you, you find the dating world very, competitive. These kind of things. But the 5 of Wands really is, as a focus of yours, is you might be in a competitive spirit. All right. What you don't see coming towards you, slowly opening up again with the 4 of Cups here in reverse. In the upright, it's all about apathy, I'm apathetic to love offers and all this kind of thing. Blah, it's all blah. What you don't see coming towards you is something might pique your interest, Sagittarius, where you start to open up again and start to notice what's around you. Even, new suitors, people, places and things, right? Might start to inspire you a little bit more. Your energetic field, you're going through some kind of It's almost like an ego death, all right, with the tower here as your energy, your energetic field. And this is like anything that wasn't built on a solid foundation, even the way we were doing things, the old tried and tested, it's no longer working. You know what? I need to up my game here. So, your energetic field is you've gone through a major shift. It's a major arcana, guys. So you've gone through something pretty big, all right? Which is great. This is how we learn and grow. Outside influences, we've got the Seven of Cups in reverse. Something is no longer an option, okay, as an outside influence. Some of you might not really be inspired by your options at the moment when it comes to love, right? No one inspiring. But you don't see coming is slowly opening up there, all right? So I wonder if there's someone on the horizon for you. In your fears, we've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I'm just wondering whether, for a select few of you, you might want to work on something again with somebody, but they're a bit cold and tell it like it is. Maybe they're dating again and, now you feel that you've got to compete for their time, care and attention. You might fear that they're no longer willing to work on it, too much water under the bridge. The outcome, friendship, okay? Page of Pentacles here, okay? Another card of starting again. So you might be doing things once you've gone through this tower moment, your energy, okay, major shifts, major changes, all right, death of egos, coping mechanisms, all these kind of things, the old tried and tested, which wasn't working anymore, it's about transformation and change, and you're starting again, Sagittarius. And I think as an outcome, this would be, friendship might be quite important. This is, for some of you that are single, this is how you start relationships, healthy, good ones. You start as friends. You're dating a great friend, right? The basis of any healthy relationship is friendship, right? So let's have a look. Stick around. I'm going to clarify this. So the center of the reading, Page of Wands, brand new start. Maybe you're wanting to try again, but the challenge is someone's a bit cold and cutting and harsh. Why is the Page of Wands here? This could just be a female figure who's, not much emotion. And she might be quite challenging, okay? You might be really enthusiastic and passionate at work, and this person's just cold and cutting, and, you're thinking, should I even move forward with my ideas, or should I stay at this company? Some of you guys, you want to start again in something that there wasn't a victory had, okay? Six of Wands in reverse, all right, which is a card of victory, being noticed, celebrated, these kind of things, all right? So as the center of the reading, you want to start again, but you don't see any victory in it, because the challenge is the Queen of Swords. Why is she here? Lovers in reverse. Yeah, somebody might be quite cold and cutting, Sagittarius, last couple of weeks, They might, even say, it's not really an option anymore. The lover's gone. Lovers in reverse there. Maybe they are quite harsh with their words. Reason why it's all happening. All right, look, there might have been love there. We've got the Knight of Wands in reverse here, and then the Knight of Cups. The reason why everything was happening, somebody might have been quite pure, and the other person might have been a bit too light-hearted about the whole thing, a little bit blasé, a little bit in and out, a little bit, immature, where the other person was quite pure about what they wanted. Just wondered whether that was the demise of whatever happened for some of you, a select few, right? It's not a personal reading. Recent past, we've got, feeling a bit out of balance, something wasn't balanced, and then we've got justice. Some kind of karma played out, Sagittarius, in the recent past, maybe somebody acted single within a relationship and thought that person would always be there. You're the other person. We can flip the script in tarot, and then suddenly they've gone a bit cold and it's no longer working. Okay, look, but this is your focus. You might be quite competitive, okay, and really searching out options and choices, okay? So for some of you, you might be competing in arenas where there's many options and choices, all right? That could be dating, that could be in the work front, you know, if you're freelancing and these kind of things. What you don't see coming towards you, opening up again, and then we've got the King of Pentacles here. So for my females, there might be a King of Pentacles, businessman, someone with heavy earth in their chart. This guy's normally upstanding, not the most loving. He's more a provider, got his shit together financially, and you might, some of you, right, you don't see this coming, you might start opening up to a King of Pentacles. Your energetic field, you have gone through something, Sagittarius, okay, so a tower moment in your life, which is quite big, which has made you question all that you've done before, and you know that's no longer working. I need to switch this up. I need to change this about myself. All these kind of things, all right. And it did cause you a little bit of anxiety, all right. So just watch your thoughts, okay. Especially, you know, late at night when you're trying to get some sleep. You know, watch the repetitive thoughts. Try and get some mantras going, or not so much counting sheep. I don't think that really works, right? I always lose count. 5 jump through the hoops or into the pen, and I lose count and I've got to start again. It's stressful. So I just write down numbers on a blackboard, wipe them out, and then say 1, wipe it out, 2. Works for me. I get to sleep. I don't even get to, I think it's 180 or something like that. Outside influence, 7 of Cups in reverse. And then the High Priestess, somebody might have been more spiritual than the other, and somebody might have chosen a kind of like a spiritual path, and they're no longer an option. They might have evolved spiritually, and it's no longer an option. And maybe one or the other might want to start again, but the other person's gone a bit cold, all right? So in your fears, will you ever get balance in a certain situation? Sagittarius, it's a fear of yours. Might have something to do with work. You know, maybe you fear stability. Will I ever get stability in my workplace? These kind of things. The outcome? Yeah, all right. So the outcome for you throughout the last couple of weeks, remember it's only 2 weeks, guys. It's not the rest of your lives. But you might decide to work a little bit on friendships and be. So you might socialize, you might deal with friends. I don't think love is major here, all right, for you. Although you might slowly open up, and there might be a King of Pentacles for my female viewers. It could be female as well. It's not gender specific, it's an energy, okay? So it could be a businesswoman, you know. But, you know, Page of Pentacles and the Four of Swords, it's like, yeah, you'll be friendly with people. You might socialize a little bit, working on friendships. But for the rest of the time, you might be pretty quiet and missing in action and doing some reflecting while you're going through some kind of a tower moment, right? Which is great, all right? It's almost like hermit mode, minor form of hermit mode. Let's have a look. If it is about love, Sagittarius, all right, throughout the last 2 weeks, I want to have a look at this King of Pentacles for you. I'll clarify that as well. But if it is about love, let's have some messages around love for you, right? For those of you that are dating or leaving situations, or love is on your mind, let's have a look. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. All right, some of you, you know, that could be some of you are missing passion. You know, remember there was a feeling of lack there. You're missing a bit of passion in your life. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Just for a select few, some of you might decide to go away with somebody. Okay, spend some time together. Might be quite a passionate time. All right, true love in reverse. So, you know, it might just be that you decide to have some passion in your life. You're not looking to take it seriously or go forward with it. It might be, you know, with these 2 cards here, Page of Pentacles, Four of Swords, friends with benefits kind of energy there for some, a select few. All right, because we've got the Four of Swords, which is no contact. So it's like, yeah, friendly, having a great time, passion, let's go away for the weekend, whatever. But it might be friends with benefits kind of situation there for a select few. Something to consider throughout the last couple of weeks of September, Sagittarius, you know, something that is going to aid your healing, that's going to take you forward, or something that you haven't thought of, right? Or something that might be quite key in the last couple of weeks of September. Let's have a look. Sagittarius. Sound, music, silence, rhythm, and vibration. Music might be quite important to you, okay? It's a form of communication, color blue. And then we've got the crown chakra, all right? Spiritual card here. And last one, honesty, truth, transparency, sincerity, communication. So some of you might be open to friends with benefits, competing with options and choices, these kind of things. Going out there, being passionate, having fun, and you're transparent, you're honest and open about it. You're going to communicate, hey, look, I'm not looking for anything serious, these kind of things, all right? But transparency and truthful with yourself. I've gone through a tower moment. I'm changing. I have a little bit of anxiety at the moment. Might be a bit worried about work and will I ever find that stability in my work? But yeah, I'm open to friendships, but I do like my private space too. It might be quite key last 2 weeks. But being honest with yourself first, right? Let's have a look. If you're a song, Sagittarius, the lyrics might mean something to you. The band, the title itself, just the words in the title might mean something. The melody might evoke certain feelings, or maybe there's some subliminal messages in the lyrics, right? If it's not your genre, give it one listen to, take the message and dump it, all right? So, a song for Sagittarius, last couple of weeks. Shiver and Shake by Ryan Adams. Some of you might be missing someone. There's a line in that song, you used to throw me scraps. I used to wait like a dog at the door, you used to throw me scraps, you don't do that anymore. There might be, somebody might want to try again and the other person might have moved on for a select few of you. Something you might be feeling a little bit of lack, so you might just go down the passion side of things, all right? And no judgment here on Modern Tarot, whatever floats your boat, right? Obviously just take care of yourselves in the process. Positive message, Sagittarius, something to leave you with, all right? A mantra that you can keep in your back pocket and call upon to boost you and boost your morale. Sagittarius. Believe in yourself, Sagittarius. You have the power to succeed just like everybody else does. So those of you that have fears, will I ever find balance in work? You know what? Believe in yourself. You've got all it takes, right? Positivity surrounds your love life right now. And that can come in strange forms, when we've given up and we're quite blasé about it, and friends with benefits and all these kind of things. Sometimes, we might open up to someone like you don't see this coming, slowly opening up, and to some kind of businessman, businesswoman, someone that's quite affluent or someone that's doing quite well in business, got their shit together, and you don't see that coming. Tell me more. How would you know who this might be? All right. That might be the surprise, Sagittarius. I'm not looking for anything serious, just out to have fun, and then bang, you might meet someone like that. Life is strange, right? All right, this is someone, how they might come across. This is someone that likes to provide, they like to protect, these kind of things, all right? Their love language might be one of service, of acts of service might be quite key. This person would be highly protective of someone that they love, and they might seem controlling to the untrained eye. It's all about love languages with this person, okay? But I'm protective of you. Sorry if I seem controlling. So that might be quite key, all right? Watch out for that kind of character trait. But someone that's good with business, someone that's got some money, but they might come off as a bit controlling. It's just that they're protective, okay? So they need to maybe work on caring versus controlling. Hey, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Where are you? All right, controlling. Hey, babe, it's 1 a.m. Are you okay? Caring. There you go. Caring versus controlling. Okay? But anyway, I've done that. One of these, to love you and leave you, Sagittarius. Looks like a good reading, to be honest. There's a little surprise there. This King of Pentacles, once you start really opening up, might come when you least expect it, Sagittarius. You might think, I'm just going down the fun route at the moment. I'm going through something at the moment. I'm in my head a little bit. I accept that good things come easily. I'm a super attractor. And so, you know, if love, life, and work and all that, it's difficult. You know, sometimes, you know, it's the path of least resistance. You know, finding the perfect home, finding the perfect job, it just happens so easily. And it's the art of manifestation, you know, being very clear with yourself. Transparent was the card for you, right? Being honest and transparent what your needs are. You know, get those clear, send that to the universe, God, however you frame your belief system. Sit back and eat popcorn and wait for it to happen. And normally it's effortless the way it works out. You know, it's like very organic meeting people, very organically finding the house of your dreams, very organically landing that perfect job, you know, the path of least resistance, Sagittarius. Surrender. So look, I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Drew. This is Modern Tarot. If you like the content, please like, share, or subscribe. It means I can continue to do this for free for you. If you want a personal reading, you can reach out on moderntarot.net directly or browse the YouTube Modern Tarot store, and I'll do my best to give you some clarity on your personal situations. In the meantime, have an amazing last 2 weeks of September, and I'll see you back here for another reading. Take care. Bye.